Dreams are powerful. They ignite a fire inside us, spark our imagination, and give us a sense of direction. They paint a picture of what could be, a vision of a life better than the one we're currently living. But here's the hard truth. Dreams alone won't get you anywhere. Dreams are just the beginning, the fuel that starts the engine, but without action, without fight, they remain nothing more than fleeting thoughts or distant hope. The true work, the real effort, begins once the dream has been set in motion. Think about it for a moment. Everyone has dreams, whether it's starting a business, becoming a top athlete, writing a book, or simply having a happy, fulfilled life. We all have something that we wish for, something that we aspire to achieve, but how many people do you know who are actively pursuing those dreams? How many people do you know who are fighting for them every single day? Not everyone, and that's where the difference lies. While dreams may come easy, the fight for those dreams takes dedication, effort, and commitment. It requires a mindset that says, I won't stop until I make this happen. You see, the road to achieving your dream is rarely straight. There will be detours. There will be moments when you feel lost or uncertain. But that's when the fight becomes even more important. It's in those moments of uncertainty that you must choose to continue, to keep moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. If you quit, if you give up because the journey gets tough, then that dream, that vision of the life you want, will remain just that, only a dream. The true reward is in the struggle. The true satisfaction comes from the fight. And let's not forget that this fight isn't just external, it's internal too. It's about overcoming the negative voices in your head, the self-doubt that tries to hold you back. It's about challenging the limiting beliefs that tell you, you can't do this, or this is too hard. These internal battles can be just as fierce as the external ones. But when you fight for your dream, you learn to conquer those inner demons. You learn to rise above them and move forward anyway. Fighting for your dream means making sacrifices. It means putting in the hard work when you'd rather take the easy route. It means saying no to distractions and yes to the things that will bring you closer to your goal. It's about prioritizing what matters and cutting out what doesn't. The fight for your dream requires a willingness to do whatever it takes. It means not letting up, not settling, and never allowing yourself to be satisfied with mediocrity. So while dreams are the foundation, the fight is what builds the house. Without the fight, your dreams remain just that, a fantasy. But when you put in the work, when you face the challenges head on and keep going despite the obstacles, you'll find that your dream is no longer just a dream. It becomes your reality. And that's what makes all the struggle, all the sacrifice, and all the hard work worth it. When it comes to pursuing your dreams, one of the most important lessons you will ever learn is that nobody will fight for your dream the way you can. You may have people who support you, people who cheer you on, and people who offer advice and guidance, but in the end, the burden is yours to bear. The responsibility to make your dreams a reality falls squarely on your shoulders, and this isn't a bad thing. This is empowering, because as the one person who can truly fight for your dream, you have the power to shape your own future. No one else can wake up every morning with the same hunger and determination to pursue your dream. It's your vision, your passion, your desire. Only you can see the full potential of your dream. Others may be able to help you, but it's up to you to take action, to push forward when things get tough, and to believe in yourself when the world around you may not. The road is yours to walk, and it's yours to pave. When you rely on others to fight for your dreams, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. It's easy to think that someone will swoop in and help when things get hard, but the truth is that other people have their own dreams to chase. They have their own lives, their own responsibilities, and their own struggles. While they may offer support, they can't fight your fight for you. They don't have the same level of investment in your success. Only you do. This is why you can't wait for someone else to take the reins. If you want your dream, you have to take ownership of it. Think about it this way. When someone else is driving your dream, you're at the mercy of their decisions. They might not see your vision the way you do. They might not understand your passion or the sacrifices that are necessary to achieve it. When you take the wheel, you get to chart the course. You get to determine the path you take, and you get to make the tough decisions when the road is unclear. You're not waiting for anyone else's approval or guidance because you know what needs to be done, and you're willing to do it. The biggest mistake you can make is to sit back and expect someone else to take action on your behalf. You can't wait for the perfect moment, or for someone to give you permission, or for someone to hand you success on a silver platter. Success doesn't work like that. You won't find it by standing still, hoping someone will come to your rescue. Success is earned by showing up, by taking responsibility, and by fighting for what you want. The more you rely on others to push your dream forward, the more you lose control over it. The more you let others dictate your progress, the more power you give away. And this fight isn't always glamorous. It's not always going to be easy. In fact, it often gets messy. You will face challenges that nobody else can understand. You will struggle in ways that others can't relate to. But that's part of the process. The hard work, the setbacks, and the obstacles are all part of the journey. The reason you need to fight for your dream is because those struggles build character. They teach you resilience, grit, and determination. These are the qualities that will keep you going even when it feels like the world is working against you. There will be times when you feel exhausted, when the weight of your dreams feels too heavy to carry. But that's when the real fight begins. It's easy to chase a dream when everything is going well, but it's the fight that happens when things aren't going as planned that separates those who succeed from those who give up. When you feel like quitting, when you feel like it's too hard, that's when you need to dig deep. That's when you need to remind yourself that nobody else can carry your dream. Nobody else can take that fight to the finish line except you. No one else has the same passion for your dream. Nobody else will feel the urgency and the drive that you do. And this is what makes your fight for your dream so powerful. It's personal. It's yours. The energy, the effort, and the persistence you pour into it will fuel your progress in ways that others can't replicate. The more you give, the more you receive in return. And when you make it to the end of the journey, when you see your dream become a reality, you'll know that it was all worth it because you fought for it. In the end, you have the ability to achieve greatness, but only if you're willing to fight for your dream. Don't sit back and wait for others to take action. Don't wait for someone else to tell you it's your turn. Take the first step. Fight for what you want with everything you have. And know that while the journey may be long and difficult, you're the only one who can make it happen. Success is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making the most of the moments you have. And often, the path to your dream is not a smooth, uninterrupted highway. It's filled with detours, roadblocks, and unexpected turns. That's why overcoming comfort and pushing past your fears is absolutely essential for success. You allow yourself to remain in a state of comfort. You risk stalling your growth, and eventually you will find that your dream is further out of reach than ever before. We all like comfort. It's natural. We want to feel safe, secure, and in control. But comfort doesn't lead to progress. It doesn't lead to growth. It doesn't lead to reaching new heights. When you stay in your comfort zone, you avoid the very challenges and experiences that will help you evolve. You remain stagnant, only doing what feels familiar and easy. But if you're truly committed to your dream, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to push past that initial resistance and take steps into the unknown, even when you feel uncertain. Take a moment to think about the last time you grew. It was likely during a time when you were faced with a challenge that required you to step out of your comfort zone. Maybe it was taking on a difficult project, pushing yourself to learn a new skill, or making a tough decision that felt risky. These are the moments that shape us. The growth happens when we face the things we're afraid of, when we push through the fear and discomfort, and when we do the work even though it's hard. Success doesn't come to those who shy away from discomfort. It comes to those who lean into it. You see, fear is a natural part of the process. Fear is an emotion that arises when we face uncertainty, when we step into uncharted territory. But fear isn't something to run from. It's something to embrace. Fear is a signal that you're about to do something meaningful. It's a sign that you're pushing beyond the boundaries of what you've already accomplished. If you let fear stop you, you'll never take the actions necessary to achieve your dream. Fear is an obstacle, yes, but it's an obstacle that can be overcome. One of the greatest mistakes we make is thinking that success will come without sacrifice, without struggle. We often romanticize the idea of success, imagining it as an effortless, smooth journey, but the reality is far from that. The path is rocky, uncertain, and often filled with obstacles that seem insurmountable. However, it's the willingness to face those obstacles head-on that makes all the difference. It's about choosing to push forward even when things aren't going your way. It's about choosing to keep going when the easy route would be to give up and go back to comfort. Each time you push through your fear and discomfort, you build resilience. You get stronger, you become more capable, and with each step, you build momentum. Comfort may feel good in the moment, but it won't push you forward. Comfort won't help you break through your limitations. Discomfort, on the other hand, helps you grow. It forces you to expand, to develop new skills, and to test your own boundaries. It challenges you to be better, to do better, and to keep striving for more. The key is understanding that comfort is the enemy of progress. If you're constantly looking for the easy way out, constantly seeking a shortcut, you'll never realize your full potential. Progress requires struggle. It requires discomfort. It requires you to do things that make you feel uneasy, uncertain, and vulnerable. But that's where the magic happens. That's where the breakthrough occurs. When you stop resisting discomfort and start embracing it, you start to unlock new levels of growth. You become less afraid of the unknown and more excited about the opportunities it brings. You realize that failure isn't something to fear, it's something to learn from. Each mistake, each setback is a lesson that helps you move forward. And in the process, you develop the resilience needed to keep fighting for your dream, no matter how tough things get. To achieve your dream, you have to be willing to push past your fears, to break free from the chains of comfort, and to step boldly into the unknown. You have to be willing to do what others aren't willing to do, to sacrifice what others won't, and to keep going when everyone else has given up. Success isn't reserved for the lucky or the talented. It's reserved for those who are willing to endure discomfort, to face their fears, and to keep going no matter what. The comfort zone will always be there, waiting for you to return. But if you want something more, if you want your dreams to become a reality, you have to push beyond it. You have to embrace the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the challenges, because when you do, you'll discover just how much you're capable of and how much closer you are to the life you've always wanted. The road to success is not a straight line. In fact, it's rarely a clear-cut path. There will be moments in your journey when you face failure, when things don't go as planned, and when it feels like the world is working against you. But it's in those moments that your true strength is revealed. The obstacles you encounter along the way are not signs of defeat. They are opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. It is during these tough times that you have the chance to show what you're really made of. Failure is often misunderstood. Many people see failure as something to avoid, something that represents the end of the road. But failure is not a permanent state. It's not something that defines you. It's simply a stepping stone, a part of the process that everyone must face at some point. The truth is, failure is not what happens when things don't go as planned. It's when you stop trying. It's when you let failure define you, when you give up, that it becomes a problem. Failure only has power over you if you let it stop you from moving forward. One of the greatest challenges you'll face on your journey to achieving your dreams is learning how to handle setbacks. Setbacks come in many forms: rejection, criticism, missed opportunities, and mistakes. These things can sting, and they can cause self-doubt. But they are not signs that you're on the wrong path. They are simply part of the journey, and they will help shape you into the person who can achieve the dream you're working toward. When setbacks happen, it's important to remember that they are not permanent. Just because things didn't go as planned this time doesn't mean they won't go right the next time. Success is rarely immediate. It's built over time with patience, persistence, and a willingness to keep going even when the road gets tough. Every successful person has faced failure. Every successful person has encountered obstacles The difference is they didn't let those obstacles stop them. Instead, they used those setbacks as learning experiences. They asked themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? What can I do differently next time? And they kept moving forward, applying the lessons they learned along the way. This mindset is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about how you respond to it. Do you let it crush your spirit, or do you use it as fuel to keep going? Another important aspect of overcoming setbacks is understanding that success is not a linear progression. There will be highs and lows, moments of great achievement and moments of struggle. It's easy to get discouraged when things aren't going the way you plan, but it's essential to remember that the journey is rarely smooth. It's the twists and turns, the ups and downs that make the end result so rewarding. If everything were easy, if everything went exactly as planned, success wouldn't feel as sweet. You also have to realize that setbacks are not an indication of your worth or abilities. Too often, people internalize failure and believe that it reflects their inability to succeed. But failure is not a reflection of who you are as a person. It's simply a reflection of a moment in time, of a specific challenge you faced. It's an experience that you can learn from and grow beyond. The key is to separate your self-worth from the setbacks you experience. Just because you failed at something doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you tried and you learned something valuable in the process. When you embrace setbacks as part of the journey, you can face them with confidence. You know that failure is not the end, it's just another opportunity to grow. It's important to keep your vision clear and your focus on your ultimate goal. Setbacks may slow you down, but they should never stop you. As long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep learning and adapting, you are on the right path. In fact, setbacks can often serve as a reminder of why you're pursuing your dream in the first place. They help you remember that the road to success is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about overcoming challenges, learning from mistakes, and continuing to push forward. The strength to overcome setbacks doesn't come from avoiding them. It comes from the ability to rise each time you fall, to get back up, and to keep moving forward with determination. So when you face setbacks, don't view them as failures. View them as opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to grow, and to get closer to your dream. The more setbacks you face and overcome, the stronger you become, and the closer you get to achieving the success you've been working toward. In the end, your dream is worth the fight. It's not going to be easy, and the road will be full of obstacles, but it's in those challenges that you will find your strength. No one else can fight for your dream like you can. You must be the one to push through the discomfort, to face your fears, and to rise every time you fall. Embrace the setbacks as learning experiences, knowing that each one brings you closer to the person you are meant to become. Keep your vision clear, your focus sharp, and never stop believing in yourself. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. And the only way to truly succeed is to keep fighting for your dream, no matter how tough the battle may seem.